Hey guys, if you were if you were here for the first live video that I just took, I was didn't have really good reception and there was some audio problems with the video, so I decided to just start all over. Anyways, hey, I'm Patrick Style here at 10X Church, and our RV is in the shop today. So we're getting some things fixed, and so we're hanging out at a friend's house, and so I'm standing here in front of her house, and hopefully I will have connection to their Wi-Fi and have much better internet, so this video should go smoother. All right, so today, well, first of all, before I get started, hey, if you're tuning in from wherever you're tuning in from, go ahead and tell me your name and tell me where you're tuning in from, what city and state or country you are in. It is so amazing to see all the different people from all over the world that have been seeing these videos, so that's really cool, guys. All right, in today's lesson, this is something that I wanted to teach you, something I thought of as a lesson while I was teaching this past Sunday. I was teaching at Crossway United Methodist Church, teaching my workshop, and it was great. We had a great time. Hey Barbara, thank you for joining, Aunt Barbara. Good to see you. Had a great time teaching the workshop. The folks at Crossway UMC really got a lot of value out of the workshop, asked a lot of questions. There was a lot of great discussion, and I could see them sort of the wheels turning about things that they knew that they needed to do in order to avail themselves to be more welcoming to first-time guests on Sunday morning. And so that was a really great thing to do, and they actually invited me to come back and teach to more people in their church again, so we'll see how that goes. Anyways, and I'm going to tell you about a webinar that I will be doing to teach that workshop at the end of this video, okay? So stay tuned for that. All right, so in this lesson, I want to teach you about why I think we don't welcome strangers into our church, okay? So months ago, I ran into a TEDx talk by a gentleman named Mark Bowden, B-O-W-D-E-N. I'll link up to the video in the comments, but he does this great video where he talks about, he's really studied the psychology of people and that kind of thing, and so he talks about how we perceive people that are strangers, people that we don't know. And he says there are 4 different categories that we will place them in when we first see someone, okay? So the first category is friend. So we see someone for the first time, we're like, you know what? I could see myself being friends with that person, right? They look like a friendly person. Or the second category is a foe or an enemy, like they look mean, you know? They look like they're grumpy, like if we went to talk to them, they would snap at us, right? So we don't want to talk to that person. And then the third category is that of a romantic partner. And you're like, hey, how you doing? Okay, and so you have some motivation there to go meet that person. And then the fourth category is it is the default category of how we perceive most people, and it's called indifference. And basically it boils down to sort of, if you have to put it in terms of an emotion, it's like, I don't really care about you. Not in a mean way, not like, oh, man, I don't care about you. It's more like, you know, I don't really have a reason to care about you, so I'm not going to take the time to care about you, to meet you or greet you or anything else, okay? Now what's interesting is if we see someone on the side of the street that needs our help, we throw that indifference away, and because they need our help, we will go over and, you know, go help them, right? So that's kind of cool. But anyways, if you will take notice, the next time you walk into your grocery store or at the mall, or you're walking down the street and you see somebody that you don't know, pay attention to how you're perceiving them. I've been doing this over the past few months, and it's uncanny. Like 100% of the time, well, I shouldn't say 100%, but I'd say probably 90% of the time, I have this feeling of like, you know, I don't really care to know you. I don't really have any reason to know you, okay? And so I think that this is what happens when a stranger walks into our church. I think that probably most strangers, you know, probably 80%, it's probably the 80-20 rule, right? 80% of them fall into this category of indifference, where only 20% might fall into one of the either friend, foe, or romantic partner. So when we're at church and we see someone walk in for the first time, we're like, you know, they're a stranger. I don't really have any reason to get to know them. I don't have any desire. I don't have any reason to care about them, is what it really boils down to, I think. So here's your job, guys. Your job as a Christian, you know, and Jesus told us in Matthew 25:35, he says, you know, hey, when I was a stranger, you welcomed me. And he was giving that as an example to his disciples as to, these are the things that I expect you to do. So here's what you do. On Sunday morning, when you see a stranger, get up and go talk to them. That's it. and get into conversation with them and figure out some reason to care about them, okay? So you need to find out that they just moved into town and they're looking to make new friends. Or at the church that they were at previously, that church had a fantastic youth group or children's group or something like that, and they have kids that are that age, and guess what? They're telling you, you know, we're looking for a church like that. So hopefully yours is the church that's that way. But you know, hey, if your church is not filled with kids and doesn't have a great youth program, maybe you have to recommend them, you know, hey, you might want to check down the street at this other church. Be honest with them, you know. So engage them in conversations so that you have a reason to care about them, okay? And, you know, there might be some other level of connection you can make with them. Like, for example, today I'm wearing my Texas Longhorns shirt. This is the shirt from the University of Texas here in the States. And if you see them walking with such a shirt on or a hat on or something like that, that you can tell they're a fan of something, then if you're a fan of that same thing, man, that's great. That is a connection. That is a point you guys can connect on. Or maybe you know someone you can introduce them to that would also have that point of connection, right? So that's a great way to get people connected into someone that they know, or someone that they could see themselves knowing, like, hey, these are cool people, you know, they're Texas fans or whatever. So anyways, I go into a lot more depth into all of this. Like, how do you actually walk up to a person? What do you say to them? What does that conversation look like? What is the principles behind the conversation and why we want to have the conversation? All that kind of stuff. I do all that in my workshop, and I'm going to be delivering the workshop for the first time online. Not the whole workshop, but I'm going to be giving you some of the introductory pieces to this in November. So just go to 10xchurch.org/webinar, and you can register for the webinar, and I'm going to give you a lot of free tips, the principles of how we should be welcoming as a church. And then I'll talk to you about how I want to help train your entire church on how to do these things with 3 extended lessons. That'll be sort of the advanced training. We'll talk about that in the webinar. I'd love to see you guys on there from wherever you're located, anywhere in the world. Come and join me on that free webinar. Just go to 10xchurch.org/webinar to find out more about that. And guys, if you want to know more about when I'm putting out videos like this, or I have new great resources, sign up for our email list as well. You can go to 10xchurch.org/subscribe to join our email list, and I can give you advance notice about, you know, new things that are coming out. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. I hope this is a blessing to you in some way. If it is, please help me by liking, commenting, and sharing this video with your friends, family, pastor, you know, whoever it might be. Hey, Tyra, thank you for joining as well. And we will see you guys on the next video next week, Tuesday at 10 o'clock. I will be here again, hopefully with no internet problems, okay? We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.